Alright, this is going to be an out-of-box review of the 3 Voyager kit. Mine is Monogram, but traditionally you find this from Revel of Germany. And during the 90s, Monogram did all of the Voyager models. I think just the Voyager models for the US. I think the rest was still done by AMT. And anyways, so I think Monogram somehow got the license or made some kind of deal so that they can get the dies from the Revel of Germany. I don't have a Revel of Germany kit to compare, but this kit uses an unusual stand, which is the same as the Revel of Germany. So if you search for this online, which I have for a few times because I've been wanting it for a while, and I used to just put in, you can in your search criteria you can put just the manufacturer. I'd always put in Revel. Well, if there's anyone who lists the Monogram kit, you won't find it, and I happened to find this one. I was doing a really long search just kind of to kill some time, and I ran into this one. So they also make it under Monogram, just to let you know. So inside the kit here are the parts. And oh, if I didn't mention, this is a 1400 scale kit, which is why I bought it. The only reason I bought it was that I like to get things in the same size or relative scale so I can compare them. My one is 1350, but that's just too large for most scales. And then kind of 2500. I don't really like that scale; it's too small. But that's where you get a lot of kits. You get tons of aftermarket kits, but they're just kind of too small to do too much with. So I like 1400, and it seems like more and more is available, especially from the aftermarketers. There's a lot of Acures, Steam Runners, Enterprise Bs, just tons of stuff. So the first part is just sitting here. Nothing's attached. Oh, when I got this, it was totally sealed up in plastic from the 90s, never opened. I opened up for the purpose of this video. All the parts are here, no clear parts. The detail is super good. When you compare it to the, I don't know what scale this is. I keep saying it's 1/237, but I don't really know what it is. This is the traditional Monogram Voyager kit that everyone gets. The only real difference in detail is this is not a separate part. This is a separate part. Same with the navigation, although a piece goes in there. The windows inside here, the window sills, like all the separate windows, are there. Not so on all the side windows. There's no detail at all. It's all smooth in the side windows. Inside the, I want to say inside the phaser, it's totally smooth, but I guess I was thinking about the repop of the D, because it's smooth on this one too. The underside, Aero Shuttle is about as pronounced as this, which has always been a gripe of mine. I always thought it looked silly. I think the whole Captain's Yacht Aero Shuttle thing is just kind of silly. Details are about the same. Here you can see the panel, not the panel lines, but whatever that is. Here it's just an empty shape, a void. Let's see. Where here you have recessed panel lines and what sort of look like phaser strips, but they're really not. Here you get a raised border with those weird phaser things, and here where you get etching inside here for some kind of access hatch, here you just get the hexagon or whatever it is. But a lot of the details omitted because of the size. The big difference is, if you look here, all smooth. Here you get recessed panel lines. And same thing on the top. Here you get this, you know, bird of prey-esque feather pattern that's etched in. And here, there's just a very faint raised. So a lot of people gripe about raised panel lines. You can take these off pretty easily because they're so faint. And the secondary hull, they're even more faint. All in all, pretty good kit. Where does, oh, there it is. For its size, super detailed. This is a very manageable size. It's not too big. Obviously, I would prefer the larger one, but I like to have things in scale to each other, so I really love the idea that you can pick this up. There was one other thing. Oh, warp engines are only in the non-warp mode, so if you wanted to raise them up, you would have to do some modifications. The nacelles come in two parts, two halves, and the buzzards and the flux chillers are just in there. Wouldn't be hard to take them out and put something in there. They're not a very complex shape, so you wouldn't miss a lot, and I think some details omitted anyway. Yeah, just totally smooth in there. So that wouldn't be difficult if you wanted to light it, which is what I would do. And then you move on. I'll move this in the last. Where did I do with the other screw? Here we go. Kason Raider. It's okay detail, especially for the size. On the big kit, which I don't have here to compare, this is a separate piece that lays on there and kind of kicks out almost like ears on the front. And there's nothing behind there but a little tab. Here it's obviously molded on. A lot of the detail is just kind of not there. I mean, it's not a very detailed ship to begin with. But with some washes, maybe doing some screenshots and comparing, or taking the big kit even, you could do some greebly work that would make it look good. I actually think it looks really good. I don't really care much for the Kazon ship or this model. I would only use this in some kind of diorama type build, otherwise I wouldn't do it. It would be nice to see this against the Caretaker's array, but I'm not exactly sure how large it is. I think that would be something along the size of a Galaxy class, or larger, but I can't really remember. But all the details are there. It's just, it's sharp, it's just the finer details are omitted, which is expected for the scale. And going back to this piece, here's the deflector for the Voyager. It's not bad for one solid piece. You know, you see how the same thing with those like ear things in the Kazon. The deflector, you know, curves out on either side, like this sort of. And there's nothing behind there, and it's all lit up with, behind it is lit one color and the front is lit another color. And this is not like that. Maybe Don makes a part for this. I know I've seen those, but I can't remember if it's for the big kit or not. I wouldn't remember offhand. And then the real cool part is I definitely did not buy for this. I never cared too much for the Masque Raider. It looked just out of place, maybe a little Star Wars, maybe a little fighter-ish. I just didn't dig it for Star Trek. But it's amazing in this. Let me grab the other one. The detail is amazing. In the large kit, this is all these various vents or whatever. They're all etched in, etched. Back of the nozzles are etched. In here, all this inlay is all etched. Same thing here. Even, I'm trying to look. Even the nozzles, you can't even see that. And the nozzles, I can barely see it with my bad eyes. Are grooved or raised, just like as if it's a vector exhaust. Back here, etched. It's all etched. You have a piece that goes right here, which is, I believe this piece goes right here. It's detailed. The bridge cap is detailed. These are the, you know, like on the Bird of Prey, the little, what do you call them? The armatures that go on the wings, and here are the wings, which are one solid piece. And I think the only light that goes on there, I gotta think, I don't remember. I think the only light is maybe these tips, but I don't really remember offhand. There should be another cool little kit to light up. I think the detail is amazing. It kind of almost makes buying this, the detail of this is so cool. This would also be something great for a kit bash for something, or use it for greebly parts. But since it's so highly detailed, I don't think I would do that. I think I would keep it. The only other thing is the weird display base that comes with this. So it all goes together, something like this, and there's another piece right here. So it looks like, in the instructions, so they're going across like a moon. So I know Voyager is atmospheric, so we're assuming the Raider, the Maque ship is, which I would assume it is anyway. And I don't ever remember seeing the Kazon ship ever going in an atmosphere, but perhaps it can. But of course this could be an asteroid, just kind of a silly base, just as a commentary, and how silly that is. I wouldn't do that. I don't know what you could do with all this. I mean, since they're all on scale, this is all 1400. Now let me show you this one last thing. Here's the decals. Decals are super lame. These are all for Voyager except for right here, and right here are the Kazon decals. The problem with Voyager, the show, is the alien ships tend to really omit a lot of detail, especially the Kazon, which are supposed to be the main adversaries up to like season 3 or 4. If they put a little more effort into the ships, I thought the show would have been a lot better. These decals are old, probably can't be used. I would rather see if JT Graphics or JBot or somebody does some aftermarket that would make these look better, because here are your windows, these little yellows. These are your windows. But, oh, if I didn't mention it, this kit, the Masque Raider, would be great for some washes. I mean, you could do a lot of weathering with it. It could be really great. Do the hairspray or salt technique to get some chipped paint, but it might be too small, like the scale thing. I think, oh, this one is 1400. I was thinking the other one. The other one's like 237 or something. But let me put these back and do a little comparison, because the main reason I bought these was to look at the size compared to other ships. So, if I'm still in frame, here's a 1400 Voyager. Maybe I should do it like this. 1400 Voyager. And someone stole its ass. Oops. So here is, I'll just set here. And I don't have the nacelles handy. Oh, maybe I do. So let me pop this off. Maybe I'll leave it on and just zoom a little bit. Pretend like I know what I'm doing here. So you can definitely see a size difference. Obviously. But that's great just to display in your background next to your 537s, next to your 1400s, just back there. But when you really want to look at them all and compare, put some cool ships, some Enterprise C's, some, geez, what else? A lot of the Vulcan ships come in 1400. That's just a great one right there. So there's a comparison of the two. And set that aside. Masque Raider, Masque Raider. So you definitely get a lot more in that. I wouldn't bother buying this unless it came in a set like this. This is much more displayable, but it kind of doesn't fit in the whole Star Trek thing, so kind of silly. Why did they make this or the Kazon torpedo? I don't know. Why didn't they make the giant Kazon battleship that was the size of like a Directs class rather than Warbird? Would have been awesome. Final comparison. And like I said, I don't have a Kason Raider to compare. So here is, zoom it back out. I think I'm going to grab another one. Here is the Enterprise D in scale with the Voyager. And you can see the volume. I mean, the two warp nacelles are almost the volume of this whole ship. Not size, but actual volume. The secondary hull of the D totally dwarfs that. Let me pull out these three kits. The first one, this is a 1400 too. Ferengi Marauder. I bought this on eBay. It was not broken. It got broken in shipment. It's really soft. Not a very. I have all the pieces for it. Really shitty detail. Definitely worth putting a lot of work in. And solid, not solid, but it's heavy resin. It's hollow. These are in scale to each other. I have the neck and everything. I have a little shuttle. Everything. I'm gonna work on that. I just haven't got around to it. So there's a good 1400 scale comparison. Here is a Norway. So here is a Norway. I'm trying to think of the names of them, but I can't offhand. Maybe if I move these, I have a little bit more room. I actually spent some time out here cleaning this shithole mess I have out here. The problem is I work out here. My kids do crafts out here, and I fix things out here. Well, I break things, I don't really fix them, as my wife would say. So there we go. So this one was designed for combat. This is designed for science. This is designed for trade, combat, who knows, and then exploration, sort of. All 1400, the last 1400. Where can we squeeze it? I guess right here. Enterprise B. Oh, by the way, the Norway is StarCraft's models. I can't remember how much I paid. Not very much money. Way less than 100, I think. I got it off the internet, off eBay. A lot of these StarCrafts, people buy them and sell them later on when they don't assemble them. So a good place to check is eBay. Although people tend to bid them up beyond what you can buy them new from. So you may want to watch that. This Excelsior, this Enterprise B, is also a StarCraft model. And the only reason I bought it was actually my wife bought it for me, but the only reason it was in my cart or I was watching it was that it was a really good price, and I can't remember again what I paid, but I think something like $30. So yeah, let's put this one on. That's not gonna go on. We'll just set it, we'll pretend. Okay, so I'll take this bad boy off. Okay. Oh, my battery's gonna die. Maybe I